We have Prince Dog's Day in the Netherlands, where the Dutch ladies showed off their best, including one of the Queen's daughters wearing a dress of hers that is over 10 years old. We also have Queen Letizia, and you could say is somewhat a questionable shirt, yet also having a gorgeous denim dress. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Royal Fashion News. My name is Brittany, and I have a passion for royal fashion. And so on this channel, we go over some of the best and worst dressed of the week, including tiara videos, kind of Fashion Friday videos when we can get them, all these sorts of things, all related to royal ladies and their fashions. But this is one of my favorite programs because it is the best and worst dress list. And now I will say this week is pretty much just about the Dutch, to be quite honest. We had a couple other ladies out and about. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, was in Africa. And although I liked her outfits, I don't have strong feelings because what I like to do on the best and worst dress list is talk about outfits where I have like a strong feeling about some part of it. And if I don't have a strong feeling about it, then I'm like, well, or maybe a negative feeling because we got those too. So let's go ahead and get into this because there are so many great looks this week. A couple that are not so much. But as a reminder, guys, this is all in good fun. So let's go ahead and get into it. And we will start off with one of the best looks of the week. And I want to point this one out because I am wearing a dupe of this dress. So Queen Letizia of Spain might be wearing the Carolina Herrera version, but I have the Calvin Klein version. I only paid probably 30 or 40 bucks for mine at like TJ Maxx or something. So I do love this look. I love the denim. Hers is probably real denim. This is fake denim. And I just think it looks absolutely amazing. And she paired it with a member clutch, Margaret shoes, and Nadia jewelry. And I have to say, guys, I think the pairing of the denim, especially with the red shoes, chef's kiss. I love that little pairing. I think it is absolutely amazing and incredible. And I always love an A-line dress. I think they are unbelievably flattering to most women. And so I particularly love this on someone. I remember seeing it. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I just bought a dress like that. Does she have my dress? No, she has a much more expensive version of my dress. So I was like a little bummed. But at the same time, too, guys, I think this is just such a classic choice. And I will link the Calvin Klein dress I have because I'm sure you can find it somewhere. And again, when you choose classic and elegant, yes, there is something where you're not really, you could say, breaking new fashion ground rules or anything like that, but classic is always good. And so I think this is classic here. Denim mixed with red accents, such a good thing. Queen Letizia broke one of her toes earlier this year and is having trouble with her feet and neuropathy type issues. And so she is going with lower heels. So although I'm not saying she needs to be in sky high heels, for some reason kitten heels just don't do it to me. So that's maybe my only critique, is I would love it if the heels were higher, but I totally understand from a health perspective why she is not doing that. But again, still, guys, absolutely give this look a thumbs up. So on the worst dress list here, and we always go from kind of just general and we end with the best and the worst. So my choice for worst, and this one I feel mixed about, but it is Queen Maxima of the Netherlands during Prince Dog's Day in this ice blue number. I will say right now, I love color of this dress. I love the headpiece she is wearing, but I hate the bow. I hate the bow. The bow is too much. The bow is just too much. It kind of just overwhelms the whole thing. And I don't particularly like the platform heels. I think it feels like a little much. And I like that she might have used an actual aquamarine brooch to help with the belt there. I think that's incredible. But the bow is just, it's just the here's a better look at it from the side. And it's just one of those things where it could have worked. It's just too big though. It's just too big. It's overwhelming. It's just a bit too much. I will have to say too, the belt here is a little droopy. It should be just a bit tighter. That way you don't kind of have this weird droop to it. But just, oh, the bow, Max. It's just the bow. It just, if she had gotten rid of the bow, this would have been on the best dress list. But I think I just have to put it on the worst dress list because the bow. And just if you're curious, here's another look. Again, I think the color on her is actually really stunning. I particularly like it. It's actually better than what I saw her in last year for Prince Dog's Day. Much better look. But again, I will have to say, I have to put this on the worst dress list for sure. So next we have a twofer on the best dress list. And this is Queen Maxima and Princess Catharina-Amalia. Yes, I told you the Dutch would feature pretty prominently this week. They had a lot of events this week, and again, sometimes you just feel a stronger opinion about some things than others. I actually really like both of these looks. I would actually get both of these outfits from Queen Maxima and Catharina-Amalia. So Maxima is wearing an Ellie Saab jumpsuit. This is new. I think it looks really good. Loving the coloring. And Catharina-Amalia is wearing Maximera suit. And I have to say, guys, I really want that Maximera suit. I actually do really want that. I like the Maximera suit. I like the jumper. Or jumpsuit. I should say both of them look pretty stunning. So apparently this is what happened is that Amalia and Queen Maxima were at Prince Dog's Day events, which we just saw with Queen Maxima in her gown. Then apparently they did their balcony appearance, got on a plane, flew privately, I think is the reports, to Greece for this was called a memorial service, but somehow it also looks like a fashion show. So I'm a little bit confused. Could be one of those things where it's lost in translation. Anyways, so they went to this. It was for their neighbor. And apparently they flew back the same night because Maxima was at an event the next day, or maybe they stayed the night, got back on the plane and got back to Amsterdam early the next morning because Maxima had an event that same day. And then both of them went to the Council of State dinner that night. So you have obviously a very crunch time frame. Amalia is literally wearing the same headband. We will see in a second here, which is something that's really cheap, is my understanding. Or maybe this one's different, apparently. No, I think it's the same one. And it's actually a cheap little headband. So I think that's really cute. Again, loving the color on both of them. Let's get to see if we can get a different picture here. So again, I feel like this was supposed to be a memorial service, but somehow it looks like a fashion show. So I'm not sure. Something to do with their neighbor at their holiday home in Greece. That is my understanding. So we don't have great pictures from this because there wasn't an official press presence there. Just a couple people got some pictures. But again, loving both of their outfits here for sure. So this one I definitely have a mixed opinion about for the worst dress list. And I have to say, giving it to Queen Mathilde of the Belgians because I like this and yet I don't like this. I think it can look kind of frumpy. She had a very similar look at the Olympics, and I think I put it on the worst dress list. I think I did then. And so there's a part of me that kind of likes it. The white, it's pretty. I think the coloring looks good with her, but I'm also just like, eh, eh, it's just okay. Nothing that stands out super much, I think, in my opinion. So yes, this is by Nathan, which is a favorite of Mathilde and Maxima. So again, I don't know. There's just part of me that doesn't really like it. Again, I think she wore this to the Olympics earlier this year. But I will say when it comes to this one, I love the movement of it. The movement of it, I do really like. I don't know. I just think I don't know if I like the top or the jumpsuit, whatever this is combo, but I love the movement of the sort of cape chiffon over it. I think that's pretty amazing. I probably used the wrong term and somebody will complain in the comments. But again, anything with movement, I think elevates the look to a certain extent. And this one obviously has some great movement to it. So I do feel mixed about this one because I do kind of like it and I kind of don't. But we'll put it on the worst dress list for this week because I kind of like to have things even if I can. So let's go to the next look. And for that, we have a Princess Alexia of the Netherlands. And what I understand is a Nathan number. Now, there's a part of me that wants to think this is Valentino. I'm not entirely sure, but I love this dress. This is actually one her mother wore to her first Prince Dog stay as the Princess of Orange back in 2002. So I thought the historic connection there is really, really amazing. I think the color red looks gorgeous on her. Although I will say she has a bracelet that says a ginger ASS on it. So just FYI, probably best. She is young, probably best. I do love that she has all these natural freckles too. I think that's kind of amazing, but probably best to leave that kind of bracelet at home, especially for an official event. Like if you're going to a more casual event, like she did with the Formula One event, then yeah, I mean, it's still not advisable, but it's not the worst. Like this is an official state occasion. You really probably shouldn't be wearing your Apple Watch. You shouldn't be wearing your ginger ASS bracelet. Just saying this is a time to recognize that there are different events and different events can result in different things. But she's still young, although her parents should have guided her on this a little bit. But I do really love, especially just the movement of this dress. So this is her getting out of the carriage. She's being helped by her uncle, Prince Constantine, and one of the, you could call him bellman. I don't know exactly what you call him. But I just kind of love the movement of this dress. Don't know maybe if I got quite the right picture of it. Here's another one. Like this one, I don't know. I just love it how it's kind of it kind of flows really well. So I just kind of am loving the movement of this dress for sure. So here we go. Again, I just love how it flows on the ground. There's something kind of, it has like, I think it would be something that kind of naturally moves on its own, which gives it a very like, cool feel. I kinda love that there's kind of a longer bottom layer to this dress, and so I think this looks particularly good. I don't think the gloves quite fit her right, so it might be something where she needs to get a better fitting glove, but, she's growing in her style, and I will say the only other critique I have, and I know some people will hate this, I don't like the hair. I don't think she I think the hair makes her look a bit older, so I'd prefer a different hairstyle, but that's my only other critique about this look. Otherwise, I think it's pretty amazing and she looks really great. I actually think I like this one better than the one from last year. So, bravo, Princess Alexia, and I look forward to her raiding her mother's closet even more. I think that's fabulous. I love it. So, next we have Queen Letizia of Spain in an odd number. So this shirt is apparently a Victoria Beckham design for Mango. Mango is a sort of cheap-ish line of clothing. It's not super expensive, but it's not, I would say, super cheap either. Like, I get it, it's interesting, but I also kind of hate this top part of the outfit. I think it looks bizarre. It's also kind of weird too. It has this very, you could see, like, it looks like they literally just took some scissors and cut it. Like the hem's very uneven here. And I think that's the look. I just don't know if it's becoming of a queen or not, you could say. Here's another look at it. So yeah, and it looks like the back part of it is longer than the front half, which is interesting. And she paired it with a Boss heels, Hugo Boss heels, and gold and roses jewelry. So again, I don't know. It looks a bit better here. You can tell it's not like totally cut because you can see kind of the line of stitching here to kind of make it, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just feels very odd to me. It seems like she almost has a tie, but doesn't. It's just kind of weird. I would just have to say I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan. All right, guys. Next, we have Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, and there's a gorgeous blue ensemble. She has worn this before. It's a Maison Valentino dress, and she paired it with some of the gorgeous aquamarine jewelry from the Dutch Royal Collection. I gotta say, I love her hair. I love the dress. We've seen it before. I got a picture of it, but let me see if I can find a full length one I can put in here for you guys so you can get kind of the full look of the dress. We couldn't really see the full look based on where the pictures were taken and everything, or at least they didn't make it to the press. But I think this look is stunning. I think her hair is on point. I really love her hair here. And it's so funny because she wore a dress earlier that day, which went on the worst dress list, which we will see here before too long. So I am really appreciative of this look. I think it's particularly amazing and lovely. And I think I have to give it a big thumbs up. I think she looks pretty incredible here. And she wore this back in 2011. At least she might have worn it before, but I remember her wearing it for Prince Albert's wedding to Princess Charlene. So this one is sort of coming out of the vault, and maybe we shall see Amalia or maybe even Alexia in this dress at some point. I think it would look lovely on a younger lady as well. So again, big thumbs up for this look. So I was kind of sad to put this on here because it's like, I know she's young, but I have to give the next worst dress to Catharina-Amalia. She is wearing the Safiyaa dress. And we saw the same issues with Sarah Ferguson's dress. I don't think the bust is well constructed on these dresses, or it's like the wrong size or something, because Sarah had the same issue with the bust looking weird. And I feel like Catharina-Amalia also is having the same issue here. And I will say, kind of my overall sense of this dress, and with her hair being long and everything, and I think her hair looks lovely. I think this is actually a younger look compared to her look last year. I like this look better. But what I just don't really like is I feel like the whole look, because her hair is long and it's kind of got curls and it's kind of wild and it's windy and everything, it can get pretty windy. And the Netherlands, if you haven't been there, one of the things I remember from being at Prince Dog's Day last year was the wind, and it was a bit chilly. It was actually pretty cold. It's compared to what the temperature is like where I'm at right now. It's definitely not getting up into the 80s. It was like definitely in the 50s. But it just feels like it just has this sense of kind of overall messiness because you have the long sleeves and everything for the dress. I think this dress would be better served if it was actually pretty calm in terms of weather that day. So let me show you what I mean. So I have this look, and I just feel like it just kind of looks a bit wild and all over the place. The hair is all over the place. You have these super duper long sleeves, which I'm not a particular fan of. Again, I think the type of sleeve like this would work better in an environment where there isn't wind. So inside, I think this would work much better. Outside, I just don't think it works. You combine that with the hair, which is kind of going everywhere. She probably had more curls, but the curls kind of fell because of the weather and everything. And so I just gotta say this just is it's just not as polished as I think it could have been. It might have worked better, and I just think this Safiyaa dress, I don't like always dresses that have a seam down the very middle of the dress here. You can see this long seam. I don't always think that's very flattering. I don't always think that that's super helpful. So I just gotta say, I just am not a big fan of this. It does have the keyhole, but it's like the bust line is all messed up on this dress. And again, we've seen this twice, so I think it's more the dress than it is the ladies wearing it. So here we have her on the balcony, and I think the color is particularly good. But again, I just think there's an element of messiness here where a little bit of polish could have done her well. So again, she is young, she is learning, and so this is a very gentle on the worst dress list. But I do actually think she looks lovely herself, and I love her headband. It's apparently like a $10 headband. So I think that's absolutely fab. And I love the gold jewelry. So I think she is learning things, but it's one of those things where you just have to be really careful with dress construction because even if it might be an expensive brand, the construction of it just might not be all that great. And it might picture weird and stuff like that. So that's something you just have to be cognizant of. So I think that's lessons we can all learn. And so, since we've seen this now a couple times, because Sarah Ferguson was on the worst dress list last week, I'll share both of them side by side. You're seeing the same issues with the dress constructions. I hate to say it because maybe a different body composition it might work better, but I just don't think it works here. So that's what I gotta say. So, anyways, but she is not. But she will still show up on this list one more time. So, and for the worst dressed, I have to give it to Queen Maxima of the Netherlands for this rather hideous ensemble. Goodness awful frock. This thing is it's not as worse as her Lion King ensemble. There was a Lion King ensemble, but this is just a wrinkled mess. It's like a wrinkled sack with feathers coming out of it. Like there is no shape to this. My my thing always is something like this, like a belt might do it good. It might help with the belt, but I just think this is awful. I just think this is really awful. Both the shoes and the dress are Natan, and this fabric is hideous. It's just awful. I mean, she does have this wrap thing she's wearing with it, but I just don't think this thing is awful. Like, look at the wrinkles in it. It's just terrible. Like, what was she thinking? What was she thinking? My goodness gracious is me. This thing is it's just terrible. She did pair it with this interesting bug ring. She's got several bracelets on as well. So, yeah, I mean, Maxima can have her looks, but this was definitely not one of them. So, definitely, she is the worst dress of the week, I've got to say. Right, guys. So, we didn't get a full view of this dress from front on, but I will have to say, guys, for the best dress of the week, I have to give it to Catharina-Amalia in this stunning royal blue ensemble. It might be a smidge tight, but I think she looks smashing in this. This is like hashtag slay. This is amazing. Love the necklace. Love the dress. Oh, it looks so good. The coloring's amazing. So she is wearing this Alex Perry official dress, and she has Gianvito Rossi shoes on. The Royal Fashion Police says they are the velvet version, but they are not. I'm pretty sure they're actually the suede version. But man, this is stunning. Stunning. So this is her getting out of the car, and as you can see, I'm pretty sure these are the suede versions. They are not the velvet versions. But I just think this is a great look for her from what we can tell. And you can actually see Maxima is also getting out of the car there. So that's kind of why we didn't get a full shot of her in particular. And there's a view of her with her hair up. She has gorgeous hair. So I think the hair looks absolutely amazing. But this dress is like hashtag slay, man. This thing is gorgeous. She does have this extra wrap here, which I guess she needs for her own comfort. I'm not sure. So I think the dress maybe could have done without it, but I still think it looks amazing. But this is like the shot of all shots, though, right here. Guys, this has to be one of my favorite pictures of the week. I think she looks incredible. And I also got to say, her makeup is like gorgeous. This is so well done. Guys, if I was better at makeup, I'd be trying to recreate this look. I just love this soft, smoky brown that she has on her eyes. I think it's like absolutely stunning. And I'm loving that she's able to go into the vault and pull out some of these necklaces and everything. And so I just think again, guys, 110 points for this look. 110 points. I think she looks absolutely gorgeous. And she definitely deserves to be on the the best dressed of the week. So, guys, let me know what you think of my choices. Yes, it was very Dutch heavy this week. We did get a picture of Catherine on her way to church, but we couldn't really see it. So, can't really include her on this list. And yes, Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh looked good in Tanzania, but none of the outfits like really stood out to me one way or the other. They were all just good and fine. So, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, more royals are going to be in New York this week, so we will be able to include them on the best dress list. And oh, big question. I don't know why I just thought of it. Should we include sometimes the gentlemen on the best and worst dress list? Let me know what you think, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon. Bye.